and welcome inside the Red Earth Production Studios for another edition of YBMcast. And today, as you can tell, it's Baseball Moms Day, and I'm surrounded by baseball moms. This is good stuff right here. I love this. This is great conversation. Always great to talk to the moms. We've always done this kind of segment since we started, and I've always enjoyed it. And today we have, and I am using the cheat sheet because some of these ladies I just met, and I don't want to get people's names wrong. It's bad, right? I have Chelsea here to my left, Leslie, Katie, and of course, everybody knows Jen, our resident baseball mom. Jennifer put all this together, talked to these ladies, and they said, "Oh, sure, we'll go on and talk baseball." Right?
Baseball's our life.
Yeah.
Right? Even during the off season.
How we doing, ladies? Good?
Good.
We ready to do this?
Sure. Let's do it.
So we're going on a little journey here. Each one has kind of their own story, and we're going to start with Katie over here because she's, you got multiple kids, right?
Yeah, 4.
4?
Mm-hmm.
4 boys?
No, 2 girls, 2 boys.
Okay, 2 girls, 2 boys. And you had 2 playing baseball, right?
So the boys play baseball.
Now we're going to take this journey though with, as we were talking earlier, everybody was, you got one in the recruiting process, and he's making a decision here, and he's not quite made a decision, right?
No, getting real close.
So what started the process?
We were probably the beginning when we were in an out-of-town tournament. You know, you hear about all the showcases and everything. So he did a showcase at Mizzou and did very well. And then right away we had a tournament in Arkansas, and there was a coach there watching him. And then it started there. And then he started really emailing coaches and getting locked in on where he wanted to go. And then we did a lot of camps where he wanted. Like, we kind of just picked the camps where he was interested in. Mm-hmm. And went to those camps and really got seen that way. And he narrowed it down about 4 colleges that we pursued, I guess, or they, invited him back for visits and everything. So it's really fun. But that's where it started.
Now, you ladies have been out to the ballpark together, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this one out. So have you heard the stories of all this going on?
With Katie and
Yes.
Colin? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very exciting.
Yes.
So when you hear the stories, and nobody else has kids in that level just yet, right?
No, correct.
What do you think about when you're hearing all this? Is it like overwhelming to a degree?
A little bit, but it's nice to have a friend like Katie that's paving the way, right?
Right.
So,
Yes.
I mean, things will probably change by the time our younger ones get there. But to have a little bit of a roadmap, I think, is always helpful.
It is, isn't it? I think that's a great point you bring up because, you probably, how do we do this? Right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what was that part of
The
it?
first was like, we got to meet with the organization here and figure out what we're supposed to say when we're supposed to do what and how it all works. That was very, was a
So
lot.
who was that person that you guys kind of went to that helped you along that process?
He played for the Naturals, so we went and talked to the Lance and there was a couple of the coaches there, Tony DeToli.
Yeah.
So he was there and really kind of helped guide what to do when.
Lance is a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were able to, we did our winter workout tour.
Okay.
2 years ago, we did a tour stop down there with Lance. We talked to Cliff Polite, and TJ Matthews and all those guys. And your son might have been there. I don't know.
I don't know.
I forget what age groups we did, but it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Natural's a really good group, great organization. They do a good job.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I went in there with my agenda to ask questions, and they right away hit me with that Westminster was looking at them, and I was like, what are you, like, that just, what? Because that was so far away in my head. I didn't, that wasn't on our radar, or wasn't in my mind at the time. But I guess it was the pitching coach from SEMO had seen him at Lindenwood and now is at Westminster. So it was just a good lesson, and you never know who's watching you when. So you be your best person every time you're out there, because that's pretty cool just to even be considered for that.
You know, and as you ladies are all sitting here, and your sons are, you know, different ages, some are here, there, whatever, but that's a great point to act appropriately, right?
Always.
To make
Absolutely.
that effort to act like you got some sense.
Right. Yes.
12-year-old.
Okay,
When there's one.
They do their best.
my bad. I understand. Hey, it's bad enough at 14.
Right. Right.
But so we're talking about that roadmap. When you're here, when you're listening to this stuff, what goes through your mind with your own child? What are you thinking about at this point? Are they thinking about this level?
I think so. I think most of our boys are very passionate. I think that's their ultimate goal is
Yeah.
to play.
Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
At
Yeah.
12,
Right.
they're all like, we're playing.
We're playing pro together. They're playing pro together. Because most of them have been together since they were, 6?
Yes.
And then even some of them younger than that. So
Well,
they're...
And I was going to say it's funny because when you say, your kids, it's not, here's a funny story. I feel like Colin is my kid. Like, our boys have been friends since they were 4, like our oldest. So I have watched Colin and I've watched the progress. And it wasn't just easy and natural. He has worked his tail off. I can tell you from starting to eat right when he got into it, giving up a lot of extra stuff so that he could put work in, going. So for me, it's almost like watching. Like, that's the thing with baseball moms. Like, I understand that I might not biologically be his, but I feel like that. I feel like a mom too, watching him. And for me, it's been a really cool process. And then seeing all his work paying off, super fun for me, cool. And I get to share that with her. And I love that I can say, okay, so you're going to have to help me in a couple of years when we're there, that she knows. But yeah, it's just, for me, been super fun. I feel proud of him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I do. It's exciting. And it's not that he's really my child, but I feel like he is. So,
I think this is an interesting point to be made, because my son, who's sitting over there, he's working, he's my engineer. He grew up playing baseball, went to college, played baseball, and all the kids, all the people that we've all interacted with and seen, all these kids and I've seen them come back playing college ball, come back and go, hey, it's wild. Some of these kids I've coached, you're in a place and they walk out, hey coach, how are you? And they're staring you in the face at this point, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, dude, it's good to see you. And, those types of things, I think it's neat, because when they come back, and it's one of the things we talk about a lot, is make them kick you out. Don't, go play as long as you can.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game. It's fun. You're a young adult. Go enjoy. And if you're getting your education on top of it, great.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And you're pursuing life after baseball, great.
Right.
But the thing that is always interesting is, most of these kids, however long they're in baseball, will come back and be part of our community.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important that they understand what that is about. Agreed?
Absolutely.
Yes.
They learn so much from baseball, how to be good teammates, how to be good people. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on them. And in life, there's so much pressure on you. So they learn how to cope with it and deal with it. And
Life
it's
skills.
really,
Absolutely.
it's amazing to watch them grow in that. We watch them when they're little, have their fits when their calls don't go their way, and they're pouting.
sometimes we do that too.
No. Stop it. Come on, Blue.
They get it from somebody, right?
Right. And it's amazing now, like, to watch Colin go through. When we were in Indiana, there was probably 3 coaches standing behind there with radar guns on him, and I'm like, I'm gonna be sick. I do pretty well. I'm not a runner to the bat, but this was too much.
That's your son, right?
Right. It's
And
scary.
all of a sudden there is this
like, oh my
high
gosh.
expectation.
Yes.
what if he fails?
Here it is.
Right.
This is your chance, buddy.
And he's worked so hard, right?
Right.
And as a mom, I think sometimes feel it even more than your kiddos do.
Yes.
Well, and I remember thinking when Katie's like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. You know, he has people coming to watch him. And the thing is, you know what he can do, but everybody has an off day,
Right.
even in the majors. So the thing is, it does not matter because that's when they're there. And so you're like, holy smokes, please let him be on today. Because you know what he can do.
Right.
But maybe he's having an off day. So the pressure
When
is
all the
just
extra
so
pressure,
much.
yeah, just of that, it's hard. These kids are in a hard spot.
This comes to a great point because the younger kids. How do you as moms, when, you know, dad's kind of, you know, we don't do that.
No.
You know, how do you approach that when they're 12, 13, you know, and they're that, and they don't really understand the gravity of what you're, you know, all of a sudden he's in that spot and there's some real and whoo, you know, it's tight.
Yeah.
How do you try to help them understand that at the level they're at right now?
I think it's all relative, right? I mean, I think to them at 12, it probably feels pretty similar to them as it does to Colin now, right? Because, I mean, I look back at when I was a kid and certain things that were important to me then that I look back at and I'm like, well, that doesn't even matter. So I think it's very similar to them. Like at 12, it is that important to them. And they want to perform at their best because it's not just for them. It's for their teammates and their coaches and everything like that. So, gosh, I mean, I think trying to navigate that as a mom is tough because, like I said earlier, you feel it sometimes even more so than your kiddos do. And you just kind of talk through it and let them know it's whether it's a good play or it's a bad play, you move on, right? You don't think about what just happened, good or bad. You just move on.
Right.
And try and stay even keeled.
Yeah. And it's amazing how different kids handle. There's so many different temperaments in the kids. Because we've always joked that my little Ryan, like, he thought something's wrong, and he's just like, oh, okay, whatever. And the other kids might be, Reed will, like...
Reed doesn't handle it that way. No.
We call it passion.
Yes.
We call it passion.
He's got a lot
We call
of
it
passion.
passion.
Yes.
But it's good because they're besties and they even each other out, you know? It works, so...
Well, it's interesting that you say that because they all have a role on the field that they play, but they all have a role with each other in the dugout as well.
Right.
They even each other out or, you know.
And there's not been, with our boys at least, there's not been like you come in the dugout and they're belittling you and angry because you made a bad play. It's like, all right, what are we going to do next? It's not.
No, they lift each other up.
So that is a good life lesson right there too.
Working and playing well with others.
Right?
It sometimes doesn't work at the adult level.
True.
Right.
True.
We've all been in the workplace, right?
Right. No, exactly.
So as we finish up this segment here, first of all, congrats.
Thanks.
You know, I
It's
think
fun,
that's
yeah.
a big step, big push. And, you know, kind of give him a little shout out here. What's he thinking, looking at going where?
What
we're
colleges?
talking now?
He went to Purdue and U of I and Indiana State and Arkansas State. So we're narrowed down to those four for sure. And
What's he gravitating to?
Probably Arkansas State. But we're Indiana State.
We're not going to make no
but-
decisions.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
That's-
They have engineering and they have.
And I think that's important too. And as we're all sitting here, I know 12-year-olds haven't got, we don't care. I want to be a fireman, you know, or something,
Right.
you know,
Professional baseball player.
Professional baseball player, right? And I think it's great though when you have that opportunity to look at that scale of, you know, engineer. I mean, there's some schools, you know, that you want to look at. And
Right.
if you want to play baseball, you got to be able to match that academically.
Right.
So how are we talking about academics in this way?
Right. Well, and I can tell you right now that those academics are paying off big for him because I mean, that's paying the other half, but baseball doesn't pay. I mean, like, it's big deal. And when we listened to the offer in the car with my little guy in the back seat, because, you know, it's quieter in the car, so we're doing it there. The first thing my little guy said was, I gotta get smart.
I love that.
My gosh.
You're like, you gotta
Genius.
stay smart. That's what you gotta do.
Oh my goodness. I'm a Ryan.
That's awesome.
Oh my goodness, that's hysterical.
That's awesome. But that's true, though.
It's important.
It is the nature of baseball at the collegiate level. It's just reality.
Right.
It's not basketball and it's not football. That's
Right.
just the way it is. So understand and know that academics, if you're going to want to go to school, play at a collegiate level, academics are
Oh,
reality.
super important.
Reality.
Super important.
Ladies, good segment. That was good stuff.
Thank you.
Everybody, pay attention out there. You got to listen to the moms, right? My mother still makes, I got to listen to my mom. So that's just the way it works. And so, hey, thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. You pitchers, keep throwing strikes. You hitters, hit them where they aim. That's good advice. Everybody have a great day in the Lord. We'll see you next time.